Hello, my name is Ern and I'm a space physicist. Well, to be more official, I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Southampton studying a very specific type of northern lights, which, to be honest, probably not go into detail today. I joined KIS in 2010 and I was little 8th graders, and then I graduate from KIS in the DP program in 2014. Since then, I go attend university at Imperial College London studying theoretical physics, and because I enjoy the process of academia, I got my PhD at Imperial College as well. So that's bring me from KIS to where I am today. Yes. So at KIS, you have to be disciplined. The Diploma Programme gives you 6 subjects of various qualities, and if you are not careful, it's very easy to fall behind. And that time management skill is really what keeps me alive at university, where the stakes are highest and no one's really around to push you. So it's that kind of self-management that really helps me. And KIS also encouraged me to think more critically beyond the surface. The questions that were put here in the school encourage you to apply your knowledge to different situations, and that's the same way that you have to think in the university as well. You cannot just memorize and hope to pass. Since I left KIS, I went to study theoretical physics at Imperial College. When you're younger, when you're 18, a lot of people who have success, when you're younger, they really dream big. They want to be the next Einstein, make the big equations, go on the TV, have everyone tell them, remember their name for a century or something like that. They all want to study general relativity, quantum mechanics, all those astrophysics, work at CERN, all those things and more. But when you were at university, you got thrown to the deep end. You see all the vultures of different courses bearing down on you. Teachers who really don't have time for you anymore, and courses that just threaten to drown you outright. And after a while, I pushed through it, all of that. And then I realized, those courses that I dreamed so much about doing, I like them, but I didn't want to do research in them. And at the end of my undergrad, I had a chance to do a year-long research project. And the choice that I made, I technically wanted to do cosmology, but my friend V told me it was a group project, and we went to do a space physics where we studied the magnetic field of the Earth. I had such a good time, even though I never done local space physics before, that I decided that I want to find a PhD in the area. PhD is different from undergrad. It is effectively a research apprenticeship. Depending on your circumstances, you can get funding. You can get funding from people to pay you to do the PhD. I got partial funding because of my overseas circumstance when I studied in the United Kingdom. And PhD is 3.5 to 4 years if you're in the UK. If you're in the US, it's 6 years. It's a lot longer, but it also has some master component attached at the start. But I don't really know too much about the American PhD. So I decided to stay in space physics. I decided to stay in the magnetic field area, and I went to study Jupiter's moon Ganymede. And I spent 4 years studying all of that. And for the first year, PhD in short is more of the supervisor hold your hand in the first year, and then you learn to stand on your own. It's an apprenticeship. Where at the end of it, you're supposed to be able to be a proper researcher who can formulate ideas, who can conduct experiments, or in my case, coding, who can analyze data, and who can form an original conclusion and publish their work. And that is the process that I learned in my 4 years. PhD life is a life that is a lot more self-regulated than you ever have before. So you went from a fairly rigid high school curriculum to a fairly rigid undergraduate curriculum, and then you got more relaxed for master, which I did, and then you got free fall for PhD. You have to actually set your own target. Think about what you want to do. So I got a 45. So the IB exam, whatever happened in the exam will happen. There is really, once you go there, it's how you feel at that moment that matters the most, really. You can remember everything, but in reality, in the exam, there's gonna be nerves, there's gonna be expectation, there's gonna be pressure. You are not gonna be able to reach all the knowledge in your head that you have spent so much time trying to cram it in before the exam, but that's okay. Don't expect yourself to perform perfectly in the exam, but be prepared for anything. And once you are in there, there's really nothing to lose. All you just got to do is push through it. And come what may, like I said, nothing here is the end of the world. There are a few things that I could say. First, though, is that the IB can be really overwhelming. So you got a lot of things going on at once, and you got to have a pressure of the future bearing down on you as well with all the universities, choices and everything. I think it's worth every once in a while to just sit back, bring yourself to the present and reflect. It is one of the IB qualities that you reflect and see how you're feeling, what you want to do, what has been going on in your life, and how can you guide the current circumstances to where you want yourself to be. And I want to say as well that no decision that you make here are final. High school is big, it's important, and I agree it was an important time in my life, but it's only the beginning of the journey. And going forward, there's so much still you have to do. There's so much you can change that nothing happened here is the end of the world. So relax, make the choice you want to make, and remember, only you can push you. So there are two teachers I want to talk about. The first one, she's unfortunately not here anymore, but Miss Angelique Hiscox. She used to teach DP Chemistry and DP Physics in particular. And there was a time when I sat in her room with my friends who study physics and chemistry, and she was explaining things, and I felt like we were learning together. It's like we were progressing together, and I was learning more and more, and I was filled with such a warmth in my chest. And I thought, I want more of this. I want to stay here. And that's probably one of my top memories at KIS. And it was Miss Angelique as well who inspired me to be a physicist. And the other teacher is Mr. Park, of course. Mr. Park he's an amazing teacher, but more importantly, he doesn't have a bearing demeanor of a teacher. You feel like you can talk to him, and he makes learning fun, and he's the one who, bring us on a different kind of field trips. That is, I think, really, really a good learning opportunity for me when I was younger. There was a time when I had a chance to speak to Sally Holloway, who was once the head of school. And she said that at KIS, we prioritize the happiness of the students rather than trying to get them to achieve a certain metric of success. And I think that's probably the best thing about KIS to me. At KIS, I feel supported. I feel that I have the chance to make the choices I want to make. And the world is my oyster when I was at KIS.